Hi guys, today I'm going to do my top 5 books I would love to see as films. I'm going to do these in order. My first book is 0.4 by Mike Lancaster. This is a book that not many people have heard of, and I don't think I've mentioned it before on this channel, but I read it a couple years ago and I really love it. It's like a really fast-paced sci-fi where all these tapes are found by a person called Kyle, and he explains how basically the whole of society is changed and like I think it's aliens kind of take over people's brains, but it doesn't happen to him. So he records it on a voice recorder, and this is like the typed up voice recordings. I just think it would make a really exciting film. Like, it'd be super fast paced and exciting. Like, this book is so good, and there's also a sequel, so they can maybe merge the two and make one longer film because the book's quite short. But I just think it'd make a really interesting film. The next book that I would love to see as a film is Let It Snow by John Green, Maureen Johnson and Laura Miracle. I love Christmas and I love Christmas films. I love Love Actually, which has many different characters and different storylines, and I feel like this would be basically the same with the 3 storylines all merging into one, and it would just make such a fun Christmas film. Like, I read this book nearly every Christmas and it makes me really happy, and I just think it would make such a good film to see all the characters' lives all interweaving like Love Actually. And yeah, I just think it'd be really fun and just cute and just make a really good film. Number 3 is Anna and the French Kiss by Stephanie Perkins. I've mentioned this book a lot. It's a really cute romance set in Paris, if you didn't already know. And I just think this would make such a cute film, like a really good, well-made romance film, because it isn't all about the romance, but it is obviously the main part of the story. And just like a gorgeous romance for teenagers set in Paris, it would just be gorgeous, and they could cast a beautiful Etienne, so I could have just a gorgeous man to become obsessed with, and I just think it'd be a really good film. Place number 2 is actually quite an unusual one, and that is The Letters of Vincent van Gogh. I've never actually read this, but I really love Vincent van Gogh and his artwork, and I think his life is really interesting. And I know there's been some documentaries about Vincent van Gogh and his life, but I think an actual like feature film would just work really well. Like, I watched the episode Vincent and the Doctor in series 5 of Doctor Who, and that just made me cry. It was so good, and they chose a perfect actor for Vincent van Gogh, but obviously it was Doctor Who, it wasn't all about him. And I just think a film of his life and these letters would be really interesting, and I would absolutely love to see it. It would just be like dream come true, because I love Vincent van Gogh so much. And finally, the top book that I would love to see as a film. I have lots of favourite books I really love, but a lot of them have already been turned into films because film companies seem to finally realise that books are normally got the best characters and the best storylines. So lots of books have been made into films recently, but one that hasn't been mentioned is Throne of Glass by Sarah J Maas. You know I love this book, it is amazing, and it makes such a good film. This and The Assassin's Blade, and inevitably the sequels, because they're going to be fabulous as well. And it would just be really fast paced, and it would be great to see such a strong female character in a fantasy world, because there's lots of fantasy going around at the minute with Game of Thrones and The Hobbit and things like that, but most of them are quite male orientated, and to have a fantasy come out that is mostly about a female heroine would be so good. And oh my god, they could cast a gorgeous strong Selena, and it just makes such a good film. It's so fast paced, and I hope this happens soon. That's it for this top 5. Let me know down below any of your favourite book to movie adaptations or books that you think will make really great films. And I'll see you on the next video. Bye!